Now, there we are, back in the Netherlands. This is Matt from the Jalapenos. And as you can see around me, we're back in the cold Netherlands. I'm wearing a jacket. I thought about recording it without, because I'm wearing some nice clothes I got in the Philippines, but no way I'm taking this jacket off, because here it's only 13 or 14 degrees today with quite some wind. But I'm here to make a video that is about the bombshell I dropped in the last video, which is about selling our house. I wasn't expecting to make another bombshell video this quick, but later on I will tell you what it's about, and it's about the house again. Well, we came back from a trip of Pampanga in which we were hoping to have more question marks answered, basically, about where to put Theo to, I forgot how it's called, nursery or kindergarten. Basically the year before elementary starts. Well, we visited Westfields, which I mentioned in the last video. We did have a good feeling with that, though. It's nursery, elementary, high school, all in one campus, so that could be very practical. Looked nice, people were nice. Someone commented in the last video that it's not a good option. I'm still curious why, because it sounds nice, the reviews are well. So that's still a piece of thought. I ended the video that Clark looks like a good option. We're still having some second thoughts about, do we actually want to have a condo? Because we did plan on having a ground floor house, which is also very practical for a lot of reasons. It's a bit nicer in the way of living that we like. But condo is still a good option, but it's not indefinitely chosen yet. But there's something else going on, something unexpected again. Hey, I'm shortly interrupting this video, because if you haven't yet subscribed, please consider doing so. You can do that right here. Like the video, share it to your fellow Filipinos or to your other countrymen, wherever you are from on this beautiful planet. We're gonna put out a lot more videos about our move, the planning, the things we're going through. And yeah, it would help the channel tremendously if you like, subscribe and share this video. Thank you for doing so, and let's continue the video. In the last video I mentioned that the initial planning for selling our place in the Netherlands was planned for shooting photos of the property in August, putting it for sale early of September, and with how crazy the house market is in the Netherlands, it will be sold within 1 or 2 weeks. That is not a high expectation, that is genuinely how it goes here. But we got surprised. Shortly before our trip to the Philippines, a direct interested person came up to us, first by putting that note to our mailbox, and secondly via our neighbor. She contacted me via WhatsApp, and all of a sudden we are put in a position shortly before our trip that she wanted to come and see the house, which she did. I let her in, showed her around. She fell in love with the place, and she ended up placing a bid on the night before we left the Philippines at 10 p.m. or something. She called and placed a bid that we definitely had to consider. And all of a sudden that put us in a position during our trip to Pampanga, which was a beautiful trip, but in a way of the plan that we have also stressful, because there's loads of question marks regarding the subject I just mentioned, which you have to figure out there in an area that we are both not familiar with. But all of a sudden there was this extra load. Holy moly, there's someone bidding on our house, which we didn't plan on doing now, but it's a good bid, so we do have to consider it. So we had a video call with our financial advisor, which is also a mortgage and house broker, for the first Tuesday after we arrived, May the 5th, I believe, to discuss if this is a good bid, should we move forward with this. He had a hard time estimating because he never saw our place on the inside, so requested a friend, dropping the keys there. He went to our place on his own. We fixed a lot of stuff to make this happen. But he came back to us saying it's a good bid, you should consider it. We negotiated back and forth with the buyer. We ended up agreeing, which I mentioned in the last video. We're practically homeless in March 2026, so there's only a way forward. Agreeing to that bid put us in a position that I imagine that in every country you have to supply loads of documents. The Netherlands is no exception. You have to fill in 20-page question lists, loads of documents you have to supply, which I all did in the weekend after the Friday of accepting our bid, which was on the 9th of May from Pampanga, that we did that. She wanted to move forward quick. That was basically her point of interest. I said, okay, I can take this weekend to get all the documents ready, send it to the broker so he can start first thing on Monday with making the contract. If you can do the same, supply your details, I'm going to ask them to email you. You can do your part, I can do mine, and next week they will start with the contract. That will take about 2 days, and we can sign it digitally remotely from the Philippines. So that's what I did, spend hours behind my laptop on our trip to prepare these documents, made sure that everything was in the mailbox of the broker before Monday morning came. And basically my part was done. Contacted the broker, like, hey, everything's in your mailbox, let me know if you need anything more. I get a reply, everything's fine. So I'm basically, at that point, everything's out of my hands. I'm just waiting for a sign, the contract's ready, we're gonna sign. Radio silence for a couple of days, and the first few days was also kind of nice to let go. Like, we went through all of these nights of talking, me and Julia, are we gonna pull the trigger, are we gonna do this? And we decided after nights of talking, we're gonna move forward, we're gonna accept the bid. So the first few days, it was actually sort of nice to have it like out of our hands, enjoy the other things we had to do. But after, I think 4 days, I was starting to have a feeling like, okay, I'm not hearing anything. So I sent the broker a message, is everything okay? And then I got already a slightly worrying message like, hey, we haven't heard from her. We sent her an email, but we didn't get back from her. So they contacted her again. A bit of a vague response on the phone, asking for some more time. Long story short, we pass another weekend, so 1 week since accepting the bid goes by. We are already traveling back to Manila to prepare for our trip back to the Netherlands. Then I get a text from my broker like, hey, do you have ways to get in contact with her because she's not answering calls or emails? So I was starting to worry a bit, like, okay, this sounds not so good. So we are in good contact, me and the buyer. So I send her a nice message asking, hey, is everything okay? I know she was going through a divorce at the moment, so I can imagine there's rough times and a lot on her mind. But the broker can help you if you need some help with the documentation or with your details. Anyway, I sent her a message, but no reply. We traveled back to the Netherlands. We arrived last Wednesday. It's Friday now. Well, I had some contact with the broker that like, hey, is this reasonable? Did you hear anything already yet? They didn't, so this morning I tried calling her again, didn't answer, didn't call back. So I left her a voice memo like, hey, being clear to her, like, you asked us to move fast. We did everything. We spent hours arranging people going to our place, validating the house. We did a lot of effort on your request. But now you are not even answering text, you're not even answering calls. That doesn't feel right to me, that doesn't feel fair as well. Because, not to complain, but we went through an extra layer of stress we weren't planning on having during this trip. And she finally called back 2 hours ago, apologizing, having a genuine conversation that I'm not going to go into her personal details, but there was a situation regarding the kids going through loads of stress, and accepting our bid would put her in a position that she had to find another house temporarily between July and March, which would put our children through 2 moves instead of 1. Loads of more reasons that as a parent I can totally understand, because that was the reason I told her we're not going to move out in July to help you through your problem, because that will cause a temporary problem for us and for Theo and for Judy and for myself. But the bombshell is that in this call she did tell me that she got another option for a house that is actually a bit out of her budget, but it does give her the option to directly move from the house that she has to leave regarding the divorce to that new place, which is better for her children. And as a parent I can expect that and respect that. You're gonna go with that and offer stability to your family. But it puts us in a position, basically we're not homeless in March anymore, because the buyer withdrew, which puts us back to square one for selling the house. Which I spoke to Judy from the car just now. We are not feeling bad about this at all, actually, because it gives us some more breathing space, some more time to figure out things, to get in more confident in the executing the plan. But it is a weird thing, because we were put through that letting go of our house from the soil of the Philippines, to having the idea we're gonna move back home after the trip, coming home to a place that is already sold, which is also weird. But now all of a sudden we are still in our house, not having second thoughts about moving forward though, let that be clear. But it is kind of that we're been put a step back, and that's okay. But well, it's a nice update. We're not homeless. We're still moving forward, and we're curious what the next step's gonna be, which is probably also selling the place the normal way in the Netherlands. So yeah, let's move forward together. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do, because I promise you it's gonna be a journey worth following. For people already following, please like the video, share it to your other Filipino friends or Dutchies or Americans, whatever, who's watching. Please share the video, like it, subscribe. See you in the next one. I hope it's gonna be a good one. Bye bye.